Hello, this is Justin, and today I'm going to talk about transvestigation. For those of you who like me, please subscribe and share, and please support my Patreon. Transvestigation came out a few years ago, and it was a conspiracy theory, and it was basically focused on people in Hollywood by saying that everyone in Hollywood is not the sex they claim to be, that the men are women and the women are men, and that it was a secret cabal of transgender people who controlled Hollywood. They called it the Illuminati. It's basically saying that these people, these elite, very wealthy people, were all transgenders and secretly, basically controlling Hollywood and the world. Um, the main thing is that came out some years ago. Before gender ideology literally put drag queens in schools. I mean, along kids as young as kindergarten. And this is before organizations like Gilson literally wormed their way into schools to turn all children into activists for the LGBT cause. So I think along those lines, a lot of transvestigation was stuck back in the past, in which people were just imagining that Hollywood elites, that they must all be transgender, that they all must have basically done something nefarious to get to become wealthy. And by nefarious, I mean I'm pretty active on all sorts of conspiracy and transvestigation websites that they basically sold their souls to Baphomet, which is an androgynous representation of Satan. There, if you go to some transvestigators who are really good, really professional, a lot of them know biblical scholarship and can go on, can read not just the Bible, but historical books on, say, the ancient religions and explain what they're saying in better detail. For example, one such person, he has a pretty good channel and I recommend him, but he can explain how in the pre-Christian religions, let's say the goddess cults, you had things like prostitution, you had transgender prostitution. These literally were things. Male priests were castrated to be in the cult of Inanna, or the Greek goddess is based on her Artemis. Women who were Amazons were said to remove their right breast. So definitely, you can find historical context for this and religious context for this. Transgenderism and sort of weird gender ideology in the past was associated with pagan gods. So Christianity was basically orderly, and you couldn't really do that when Christianity spread around Europe. And when Christianism spread around the world, this stuff was just kind of cut off. So now, in recent years, there's been a move to remove Christianity from the public domain, and people who are into the goddess cults, literally, like some of the women's colleges, for example, will literally have all of these institutes named after female goddesses. And these are the same colleges that will ban gender conforming men, like regular men. They'll discriminate against regular men entering the college, but they'll permit men who quote unquote live as women. So you definitely do have modern transgender cults who are basically worshiping some pagan goddess. Obviously, they're anti-Christian because the Bible doesn't support this. Although there are attempts to normalize this in certain churches. But the reason why I mention this is because um, a lot of the transvestigators who were really big at 5 years ago only could talk about celebrities. They couldn't talk about what was happening currently within politics or within education or within the greater arts world. And I think that did everything a disadvantage because there are some really seriously disturbing things going on. Where I can kind of agree with people like Michael Knowles. As Christianity was spreading across Europe, basically when people were confronted with stuff like this, they would say the person was possessed by demons. They would pray over you or take you to a priest for an exorcism, but something would be done. And today, it's not just tolerated, but it's encouraged because it's anti-Western, it's anti-normal, and it's anti-male. Like there's an overall war on masculinity. that I think that transvestigation, the people who are just obsessed with what celebrities are missing. Like there's an overall war on masculinity in which I am basically I would say these activists that infiltrate schools and stuff, if they could, they would turn all boys into transgenders, into drag queens. They hate everything masculine, any kind of masculine presentation. They really like female to male transgenders too, because I think part of the issue is men and women are built differently on average. Men are taller and stronger, sometimes substantially so. There are the differences. And in the minds of these people, the biological differences between men and women are unfair, and they want to make everything fair. That's why this is closely tied to equity. When you hear people talk about equity, they want to make everything equal. When we can give everyone equal rights, we can even try to make equal access for everyone, but not everything is equal. I'll never be as strong as Mike Tyson, for example. My body is not naturally built like him, and even if I were to work out a lot more, I still couldn't match Mike Tyson. But that doesn't mean I have to hate Mike Tyson. He has abilities and talents that I don't, but I have talents and abilities that he doesn't. Different people are capable of doing different things. As for me, there's just no reason to. It looks like my connection is down for a little, but it's back up. Sorry for the interruption, but yeah, I've been having connections. But yeah, I was basically saying that the transgender ideology people, it's a form of communism, and in their way, they're making everything fair by making everyone into some sort of transgender, by attempting to obliterate all differences between men and women, because what they would like to do is amputate everybody at the age of 13, give everybody hormones, and then make everybody the same size into some sort of like engineered robots. Because in that way, if everyone is made to be the same, everyone is equal. And no one is stronger or faster or whatever than everybody else. Of course, engineering people like this is really impossible. And the people who have been turned into transgender children, a number of them are having serious medical problems. And there's a lot of detransitioners out, and they are suing, as they rightfully should. I'd say within a year or so, a lot of this gender ideology will be over. Chloe Cole is suing Kaiser Permanente in California. And I think her name is Camille. She transitioned as an adult, but she's suing her doctors, I believe it's in Washington, and psychologists for approving this. And other lawyers and other organizations such as Center for American Liberty and a number of other law firms are retaining detransitioners as we speak. So within the next few months, we'll hear more and more about major lawsuits going on. And within a couple of years, much of this fight will be over as more about the politics behind it and just the insane ideology behind it gets exposed. But what I'm saying in this video here and what I'm really critical of, the Transvestigation movement, which could have been in the forefront of exposing this, most of those people were just stuck in 7 years ago and aren't able to really pay attention to this because they're so fixated on celebrities. There are a few who do talk about, say, all the men and women sports, like Leah Thomas, or what's going on in the schools. I know a couple of few. There's a couple of very good transvestigators that I follow and I keep in touch with because they are really good at exposing things that are going on like this, that are actual current real events. And so, I mean, these are two brilliant people, one guy and one woman, but they're really brilliant people and high quality, as opposed to others who could just go, oh my God, such and such celebrity, it's a man, or oh my God, such and such celebrity is a woman. But that's all I want to say for this for now. I will make another video on another subject pretty soon, and probably within a few minutes, I'm going to just have some coffee. But please check out my Patreon and please subscribe and share, and I'll be on in 10 minutes or so. Bye.